we can totally do that. And then you go back to the customer and you're like, look, we did it. And they
back
love
up.
it.
Should be coming up.
And they're going to love it.
Yep.
Oh.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode.
Did you link me in the link?
We're gonna be starting here in just
There it is.
a hop, skip, and a jump. I hope you guys are having a good time out there. We are live on YouTube once again, and I am Clive on your afternoon drive from 3 to 5. I'm here with Jimmy. Jump your bones, Preston. How are you, Jimmy?
Man, I'm doing all right.
You hip?
Yeah, hip
You
to
cool?
the jive. I'm picking up what you're putting down, man.
If you're hip, you cool?
Are you cool?
I go bananas.
In a split, right? Jack?
Actually, I'm not a big fan of nuts in my sundae, if you get what I'm saying.
You're just like the hot fudge. Are you a butterscotch man? What about that magic shell, brah?
Anyways, I'm gonna sit right back here and, there we go. Now, that's what I'm saying now.
What are you doing?
Just letting this thing populate. Don't forget to share and subscribe. We're going to be posting this to Facebook. We are streaming live from YouTube. Streaming live from YouTube.
Episode 110.
Yes, that's right. Episode 110. Not safe for work.
Why? Oh, you gonna cuss?
I might cuss, but that's
cuss,
not my fault. Remember, I told you it's not my fault. It's just the way that I am. Okay. Shall we?
Let's do it. In a split, right? Jack?
Actually, I'm not a big fan of nuts in my sundae.
What are you doing?
That's a good drop. I should try to keep that for something.
Definitely.
Actually.
What are you doing?
Anyways, I'm going to sit
Magic shell, brah.
in my sundae. If you get what's in my sundae. I'm not a big fan of nuts in my sundae. If you get what I'm saying. Actually, I'm not a big fan of nuts in my sundae. If you get
I thought we were getting started.
We are getting started. Sorry, I got all sidetracked. I got to move this clip here. Sorry.
I gotcha.
Oh, come on, don't crash on me, baby. Don't crash on me. Don't crash on me.
Oh, sweet baby girl.
I just told all of my Facebook friends to listen.
God damn it,
Just
Jimmy.
now.
Do you think they're going to listen?
No.
Hey guys, we're going to get started here in just a second. We are experiencing just a technical challenge here on my side.
Maybe if Dwayne got off of work early enough so that he's waking up from his nap. Maybe Tony's listening on his way home. A hard day at the shop.
Hey, Tony.
Maybe
Good
Brian,
old Tony.
Maybe Brian's out there. He always gives it a thumbs up.
Tries to pop in.
I mean, he at least says, hey, appreciate what you're doing. I'm not listening, but here's a thumbs up. Or he might listen.
So definitely be one people won't listen to.
But he never agrees with
All right,
anything
you
I
guys,
say.
let's get started.
Oh, okay. Maybe Russell's out there. Russell out in Tennessee, grading some papers. No, the semester's over. He ain't grading papers no more. He's doing family stuff.
You are now listening to.
How would you say it?
If I can change, and you can change. Everybody can change.
I know English people that aren't supposed to be here, but I don't complain about them.
There's a slight difference between molestation and like vigorous bestiality rape.
It's not molestation.
I had an old buddy of mine that said, if you don't look down, it's not gay.
If you don't look down, it's not gay. Take a look. You can have
Gotta
sex
make a
with
new
the same
intro.
dude. I mean, girl, you just.
Anybody you want.
Mom, you are a horrible human being. You know what? Why don't you die from breast cancer?
Jesus.
Very tough.
The worst thing Nick's ever
But
said.
in the event of an emergency, your regular exit might not be the quickest or safest way out.
This emergency exit is painted on.
No way out. There's no way out.
Oh, that's right. Now is the time to open your mind. In our search for the unknown, who knows what we will find? This is Emergency Exit. This is episode 110. Today is June 17, 2019. We are broadcasting to you live from K-Brand Studios in our floating tin can.
Far above the world.
I am Los. Follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me as always is Jimmy Orange Man Bad Preston. Follow him on Twitter at Jimmy Preston and streaming us live to the world and making us all that good cash. We're streaming live on YouTube. We are not recording for some reason over here.
Oh, son of
I got it over here.
Hold up. Why did it stop recording?
I don't know, but it's done that before.
It's a good thing I looked over, man. Good thing I'm good at the intro.
You nailed it this time.
All right,
We're doing it all over?
yeah.
Edit point.
Weird.
All right, we get to do it again.
Hope it doesn't have to do it again. I'll keep my eye on it.
Practice run, everybody.
All right, we're doing it again. Austin's watching.
If I can.
Stephanie's watching.
Oh.
Don't look down.
Horrible human being.
All right, sorry, guys.
But in the event
It's
of
the
an
magic of
emergency,
podcasting, though.
your exit might not be the quickest or safest way
Hey,
out.
this emergency exit is painted on.
No way out. There's no way out.
Oh, that's right. Now it's time to open your mind. In our search for the unknown, who knows what we will find? This is Emergency Exit. This is episode 110, and today is June 17th, 2019. We are broadcasting to you live from K-Brand Studio in our floating tin can.
Far above the world.
Nice. I am Los. Follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me as always is Jimmy Orange Man Bad Preston. Follow him on Twitter at Jimmy Preston. Streaming us live to the world and making us that sweet money. We are broadcasting live on YouTube. Today is Brandon the Hard Hat Mitchell. Give it up.
Yeah.
Today on the program.
I got excited, guys.
You did? Good.
Yeah.
Today on the program, I have a moral dilemma. Moral dilemma. And I want advice.
Okay.
Later, we're going to talk about homophobic jokes, free lunches,
gonna be bad.
and the cake shop guy getting sued again, and try to get flag burn up in there. But first, let's do the Brew World Order. It's the Brew World Order. Today, we are drinking Cowboys from Hells. From Hells? Yeah, we'll
think
just
it's
say
from Hells?
Yeah, Cowboys from Hells.
I think it is Hellas. I think you pronounce it Hellas. Like it's a Hellas beer. That's a type of beer.
But they're obviously going after Cowboys from Hell.
That's
Like
right.
the-
This is
you
from
know.
Independence Brewing Company in Austin, Texas.
That's right.
This beer is a lager with an alcohol by volume of 4.5%. Its availability is through February and May, so get it now. It's almost out. Actually, it's discontinued at this point, but it'll be back next year. The hops are, I see. It's I can't pronounce any of this, so don't worry. German Pilsner, yeast, blah, blah, blah. We are about to crack her open and take a sip. Let's go. Oh, Jesus, Murphy. That was
loud.
Here we go. And drink down. Thanks for the reverb on the drink there.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Okay, this is a good beer. I really like
good
this.
beer. Who wants to go first?
Brandon always goes first.
I'll go first. That is actually really good. Munich style lager, eh? Well, I hardly know her.
Right.
But I want to get to know her. No,
I don't-
anybody? No, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean,
swing and a miss.
I see what you were doing there, but
Turn down your mic there.
Turn mine down.
Yeah, you,
Yeah.
At least when you got a little loud there.
Yeah, sorry. I told you guys. I got
He
excited.
was-
I
You're
got
peeking.
excited.
He was. I'm peeking.
hey, you know what we forgot to do?
What did we forget to do, Jimmy?
The sexy reading. Do we have a? I've got a description here.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Alright, go
how
for it.
can we forget that?
Yeah.
Such an important part of the Brew World Order is Jimmy reading from the can in his sultry, sexy voice. Let's go.
Cowboys from Hellas is a bright, crisp, and refreshing Munich-style Hellas. Slightly less bitter than a Pilsner with a crystal clarity that shreds like a dime bag guitar solo. Pair it with bratwurst.
4.5% alcohol. Please drink responsibly. Well, what is your review of this, Brandon? And give us your rating.
Well, so anyway, bad joke. Something, hardly know her.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, either way, bad or good, I own it. You know what I mean?
My man.
Gotta take them all.
My man.
Gotta swing for the fences. Anyway, now I just want to.
Sorry, did not mean to have that happen.
We're just all over the place
on
today,
loop
guys.
mode?
It is. We're off the rails.
Do you love it? Do you hate it?
No, I do like it. It's a little heavy, so I might only be
Jesus.
able to stomach
You're
4.
way loud.
I'm talking loud. Sorry. Anyway, it's kind of heavy, so 3 or 4 I might just kind of top out at.
Okay.
So what is that? 3.5, 3.9, 3.4?
I'll give it a 4.3.
4-3.
Okay. What about you, Jimmy?
It's I hate it.
Really? Why?
I don't know. It's got like it hits you sweet, right? Doesn't it hit you sweet? And then it finishes sour.
I get the sour first, but that's not bad.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I like the label. I'm having fun with the Cowboys from Hellas. But I'm thinking to myself, and I overthink things. How are you going to order this when you go to the bar? You're going to be like, hey, let me get one of those Cowboys from Hellas. Really? Every time?
You're
or am I
ordering
going to
off
be
the
like
secret menu.
let me get a CFH? Let me get a Cowboys?
Well, how many times has
I don't
someone
know.
said something to you that obviously was not correctly pronounced? Like when someone says chili killas or something, or tortillas.
Tortillas?
Do you like go ahead and say, excuse me, sir, it's tortilla? You got to make the Y sound.
Tortilla.
The yeah.
No, I don't pronounce. I don't correct them.
Are you going to be
I'm
one
just
of those
saying
guys?
I'm going to bypass this beer because I don't know how to order it.
Okay.
And so I give it a 3.
Okay, I just would go, I want one of those. And for that, I think this is pretty good, man. It's light. It also had that sour taste you were telling about.
Yeah.
A little bit fruity in there. I mean, it's not like crazy fruity at all. I mean, everything's super subtle. And it's something I probably could drink more than 4 or 5 in a session.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that being said, this beer is going to get a high rating of 4.8. Oh my
4.8.
God.
Did you
Not
bring
bad,
these?
dude. I did not bring these.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no affiliation with them, and that was the Brew World Order.
It was a good brew world order. Good one. Also, hey, just while we're at it, shout out to Family Business Beer Company, providing us some of our just
Could have just named it after
regular
the
beer.
family.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Thanks, Chelsea. You're the best.
I have a moral dilemma,
Will you,
Jimmy.
marry me? Yeah. What's up?
So, I don't really think I've talked to anybody about this, so I thought I'd talk about it on the show. 'Cause
Okay.
it's,
Oh,
you know,
moral dilemma. Yeah.
moral dilemma.
I'm clocked in. What's up?
Well, so there's this guy that has applied for a job,
Okay.
and working with me, directly with me. He hasn't got the job yet. I don't know who's going to get the job, but he interviewed with some people.
Mm-hmm.
This guy I happened to see on one of the videos that I watch, the right-leaning guys. It was on a Crowder video, and it was like where he talks to the crowd and asks and has, open conversations with people, called Change My Mind. This guy pops up, and the guy actually pops up on there. And
Are
he
you
talks-
interviewing him?
I'm not interviewing him. He's on this this channel Louder with Crowder that we're gonna talk about a little bit later here in the.
No, I
in the
mean
news.
like he's applied for a job where you work.
Yeah.
Are you the hiring manager?
No, I
Okay.
mean I'm sure I have a little bit of a say because they're gonna be working directly with me and learning the job that I have right now.
Right. Okay.
So he's on this video, and
So he's already got your vote.
well, let me finish
Okay.
here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right. So he's on Crowder's show.
He's not on his show. He's like Crowder
On-
goes around and does. So he went to Austin and he did this thing where hate speech is not real. It changed my mind. Come by and let's have a real conversation. And he pops up and I haven't seen the full part of it because they haven't aired all of it. They've aired part 1 and he's in the beginning of it, saying something like, you know, you have the right to say whatever you want, but I also have the right to venom. He's like, you know, really not, or to really oppose you is what he said, you know, by any means necessary. And he goes, does that include force? He's like, no, I don't, you know, not, he says any means necessary. And, you know, does that include violence? And he goes, yeah. And they, you know, it cut really quick after that. So there could have been more what he said. But from what I already saw, he was, you know, saying someone that has an opinion like Crowder that it's fine for someone to oppose them with violence, which is not fine. It's fine to oppose them. You can oppose me all you want, Jimmy. But to counter that with a punch or any sort of violence whatsoever, not going to happen. So I saw him say that. Now, you know, I'm not a big fan of that, but I can get along with people of all sorts of political beliefs. I don't give a fuck. But this guy's going to be working with me, and I can tell my boss about this kind of stuff, but I haven't. My moral dilemma is that exactly. I'm not the type of guy that's going to try to make someone lose a job because he could be a perfectly qualified guy. I don't know, right? I'm not the one hiring him.
But he was just like a guy walking down the street and then got interviewed by one of these.
No, he came and rode up
podcast
on him
guys.
because he's like I don't want to talk about too much about him, reveal anything about him, but no, he was there.
He
in
made
front of
himself
him.
available.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. So he had something to say, and what he had to say was cut right after he said, yeah. Now, this is what I'll say.
Well, he
You
did
ever
cut right
talk-
after he said by
you ever
any
talk to
means
people-
necessary.
the yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. You know.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know.
no.
You know.
No, you know, some people be like, hey, so do you like to kick cats? And be like, yeah, no, I don't like to kick cats.
Okay, what's your point on that?
What I'm saying is, if he went, yeah, and then they cut it,
Well, he also
maybe
did,
he was doing a yeah.
it
no.
wasn't like that kind of yeah. I'm not going to play the video, but he did say, you know, by any means necessary.
Moral dilemma
opposing
is
somebody's
this.
opposing someone's speech by any means necessary.
This is what you need. This is the truth. I mean, you want the honest truth,
yeah.
or do you want me to give you the bullshit comedy radio answer? Because the
I asked
bullshit
for advice.
The truth is, if you bring this up,
yeah.
do you think your superiors are going to empathize with him more or the questioner? Because then you have then outed yourself.
It wouldn't be outing myself. No, it would
Okay.
not be outing myself. My superior completely knows what side of the aisle I sit on. He's a.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
No,
Because-
I get what you're saying, but no, that's not where this is coming from. Maybe a little bit. I mean, even my general manager.
How do you think they will respond to you showing them that video? Who are they going to?
See, for
Are
me,
they going to say, you know what? I want to punch. You know, because there's that whole punch a Nazi thing. All right.
Yeah, which I'm totally against.
Which
I mean, unless they're confirmed
anybody
Nazi.
who is of right mind is against the punch a Nazi, and anybody that's like, oh yeah, punch a Nazi. Okay, you know, look, you're not gonna find a Nazi.
We'll get into that actually
Okay.
in the story that I'm about to do after this.
There's
but
no.
We'll talk about that.
There's not many. You in your lifetime, the chances that you're gonna get close to an actual Nazi are very slim. The fact that you might find somebody that thinks it's really cool to be provocative about Nazism, you know, and want to throw that in somebody's face. Yeah, you might find that guy, but you still shouldn't punch him because you're going to get brought up on an assault charge.
Yeah. Oh no.
Who wants some of this?
I got bumped here. Hold up, dude. Again? Sorry. There's something going odd with this track. It's too many.
Did you change
things
my
for recording?
levels?
But you know what it is? It's because I
made some adjustments.
Okay. You like them?
Still haven't heard enough of you.
Okay.
But little changes.
He hasn't heard enough of me. That's why I like this guy. That's why I like this producer.
Is that why you like that guy?
Yeah.
Is that the reason why?
Who else wanted some of this?
There's only 2 other people.
How the fuck am I gonna do this? Sorry, folks.
Hey, I've got the audio over here.
Yes, you do. So I guess I can just keep this on to do stuff like this. Okay.
Yeah, it picks up everything.
Okay, great.
It's called a backup recorder.
All right, great. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
All right, where was I at? Okay, so this moral dilemma I have. Now, I feel like I can talk to my bosses and have some sway about, like, hey, I'm not, whether or not his beliefs are what I'm against, this guy has to essentially be me. And how can you be me when you think like that? But then I'm also not one of those fuckers that are like, who am I to tell you that you can't do something because I don't like?
Do you get a chance to vet him? Do you get a chance to vet him?
Well, I'll tell you why I get a chance and some sort of say, because the last person they hired to work under me completely fucking failed on them, and I was telling them from day fucking one about this kid, right? I was like, this guy's not fucking good for this place. I'm telling you. The guy quit out of nowhere, right? So they were like, oh, and then they started praising, not sort of praising, but saying, yeah, Los was right about that. We should have had your intake. And so
somebody, you can't just like fall into this job. This isn't a summer job. This isn't maybe I'll do this for a while until
that was my thing about this.
Ukulele open mic really kicks off. You gotta dedicate yourself to this craft, right? This is craftsmanship,
right. Sure, whatever you say. But no, you're right. I was saying things like that. This is not this is a career. It's not something that you're gonna try to do and you think it's gonna be fun. And then you bail after you're done having fun with it. You gotta fucking stiff it out, dog. There's machines that will kick your ass out there.
I can't handle your background on your laptop.
I'll change it. Sorry.
What is it?
It's what's her name?
It's a mugshot.
Let's see. But you see my dilemma. It's like I really don't want to work with the guy after seeing that. And
yeah.
I have a friend of mine who interviewed for that job, and I said, I want him. He's the guy that I want for this job. And I think he still might get I don't think he's going to get the job. I think he's going to get a different job within the company, which is cool still. But I don't want that guy to be working with me knowing that. But I also don't want to be trying to get rid of his job opportunity because they say they like him.
If he's competent and good at the job, then maybe you gotta.
My thoughts exactly.
Because look,
except I don't.
At work, you should not be talking about politics.
Yeah,
I know it comes up in glittering generalities all the freaking time, and you are outnumbered.
But what do you do when they badmouth Trump or something? When they say something idiotic,
you just bite your tongue.
See, now now this is what I'm talking about. Why is it okay for them to say something, but I have to bite my tongue all the time?
Well, you can say.
Why don't they bite their fucking tongue?
See, they're talking to people that they think are like-minded. Okay.
What if they think I'm like-minded because I haven't revealed the fact?
You've got a mustache. You look like you're like-minded. Okay.
I look like I'm like-minded.
You look like you're like-minded.
So they're saying this to me, thinking that I'm going to agree with them.
They're judging you by your cover, and they're going, "Oh yeah, he's."
So that's the reason why it's okay for them. So if I said I was a different, part of the aisle, then they wouldn't say that. They shouldn't say that then. So I have to reveal myself as some sort of racist to some of these people that work with me.
What if you wore a hat that said?
I have this Crowder mug. It's so funny. I have this Crowder mug that
nobody knows who that is.
You all the people that need to know. It's a mug that
the people that like him.
We'll talk about him later in the story.
Okay.
But I got this mug and I drink out of it at work. It's a good mug, great mug, believe me. So there's this girl I saw that I see there every single day, and I know she's a super hippie liberal chick.
Right.
She gets her eyes on that mug.
Is she cute?
She's cute. She's a cute little gal.
Would you date her?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But you work with her.
But I'll tell you, no, I don't work with her. She's a customer.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want to date me because she saw that mug, dude, and I can see her. Because I was smiling. I looked at her and she was smiling at me, and she looked down at that mug, and you saw her like I could see her face visually change from
That's
like,
called
what the fuck is that?
Deflated.
And
That's
she deflated real hard on me, and
Hmm.
she hasn't looked me in the eye since. It's been like 3 or 4 days since I saw it, since that first happened, and I always see her at work. I walk in and grab my coffee, and I see her, and now she doesn't even. I'm thinking she knows what that is and hates me for it.
Yeah.
Now.
Yes.
How
Probably.
See, I wouldn't do that. See, I would date you if you had a good personality. It's like you say, would you date him? I'm like, well, sure. There's some caveats with that. Like, you know, if you had a good personality and we flow well, but you were just saying, I'm not going to date this chick or whatever. I wouldn't date this chick if she said anything good about Trump. And you're like, I was saying, why? That's ridiculous, dude. Who cares? This whole Trump thing is going to be done in a few years. And life will move on, and people will forget about that president. Like, when the last time we talked about Bush? Seriously, you know.
Look, man. You know, it's like when I'm dating. Normally, I've been better, but normally it's
sure
like,
you have.
you know, it's not a problem for me if somebody has a dietary restriction. Like if they're vegetarian, I don't say they're off limits, you know. But I've dated some vegetarians, you know, that were like, oh, it's you know, I can't date you because you eat meat. And so I stopped eating meat for a little bit, and then I was like, we got to break up.
I'm so sorry I can't be with you.
But, you know, so I've been more open than the other side. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I know what you're going through is what I'm saying.
Turn my mic down a bit.
I know what you're going through. This is a tough deal because look, you got to work with the guy, but I don't think he truly. I think maybe you need to have a conversation. Like, dude, and how do you bring it up though? Because I'm already thinking like next step. You know, let's play this like a chess game.
If you're gonna work,
how are you gonna bring this up? Like, if you were to covertly try and find out if this guy. Hold on, we're trying to find out if this guy would wholesale back violence against somebody because somebody disagrees with what they're saying. Right? That's what we're trying to see. We're trying to see. Do you want? I mean, that's. Basically, he's for censorship. It's like, I'm for free speech. I believe that anybody has any right to say it, but I also have a right to punch you in the face. I'll say, okay, you know what? He does have a right to punch somebody in the face. It's not a God-given right. It's not a law, but like maybe nature gives you a right to punch somebody. Mm-hmm. But you know what? You live in a society, and societies have laws. And you will be charged with a crime. And then if you're found guilty, you'll be prosecuted and then possibly go to jail or pay some sort of restitution.
Could you imagine if that logic was applied to a rape? Like, oh, it's I have this urge to rape, and it's got my God-given right to rape, and it'd be terrible. I have a God-given right to punch you in the face or oppose you by any means necessary.
See, this is the problem. You notice what the common denominator in everything we said is like God-given right. Like I mentioned the law of nature, but you mentioned God. And so that's the problem. God. We need to kill God.
Wow. Okay.
If we kill God in society, everybody's like so scared of anarchy or what is it called when you believe in nothing? You're
nihilism?
Nihilism.
Dude, you're so crazy. What about all the fucking yoga freaks that are all like, oh, I don't practice religion,
okay,
but I'm super spiritual.
Drug. We
I'm
need a
spiritual.
new drug. One that won't make us sick.
One that won't make us sick.
One that won't make me talk too much.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
Won't make me feel too sick.
The people,
you know
those hippies that are all into fucking.
I want a new drug.
Shut up for a second. Jesus Murphy. There's these chicks that are into crystals and into spiritualism.
I believe
it's
in
religion.
that shit.
It's religion.
I believe in that energy, and I've felt more of a connection to nature
in 2,000
and natural
years,
things
in 2,000
than
years,
I have to the false, fake God that I was brainwashed into believing in. and has
I was never
been
brainwashed
a
into
construct that has helped to build the laws and the infrastructure that we
I
know
get it.
as
I think I
the
get it now,
world.
dude. I get it now.
Say,
There are a lot-
this
hold up a
country
second.
was
There's a lot-
founded
hold up a
by
second.
Puritans that were crazy.
There are a lot of people that I know that really, really hate religion, and all the power to them. Like, you're one of them, Nick's one of them, but I never fell into that fucking trap where I ever had to believe. Maybe that's the thing. You guys were tricked into it, and now you're pissed because you got tricked into it.
Not tricked into it.
You just said it yourself.
Indoctrinated into it.
That's being tricked.
You like there are rules. Like you when your birth certificate, you know what your religion is determined by what your mother's religion was, right?
On the birth certificate?
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a thing like this, but
Or I don't know if it's on the birth certificate.
It's not
but
on the-
in whatever religious
Who gives a
law.
shit?
There's some sort of book of religions, so they write it down.
like if your mother's Jewish, you're
if your mother's Jewish, you're Jewish.
I think that's only exists in Judaism, though, by the way.
But if your dad's white, you're white. If your dad's black, you're black.
I got to get into this fucking
That's
episode here.
like by the census. Those are the census laws. Okay, so and then whatever your mom was, that's your religion. And so, and like stupid stuff. Like my mother was Catholic, my dad was Methodist. My dad had, in order to marry my mother in a Catholic church, my dad had to like sign a paper saying, "We will bring up the children Catholic." Because it was either he renounced his religion and became Catholic, right? And then everything would have been cool. They would have been like, "Okay, cool. You'll just forget that version of the book and then go with our version. Cool. All right, you can get married here. Oh, you won't renounce your book. Okay, but you'll sign this piece of paper. You raise your kids that way under this book. Okay, cool." But he's still like every Sunday we'd go to church, and he had to sit there. He couldn't have the body of Christ because he
didn't go to
wasn't
communion,
Catholic.
yeah.
You can't get communion in the church. Like, who's gonna check your papers? Are you truly Catholic?
I've gone up there and I never did a communion once.
We had some cousins that were like Baptist or some sort of like
I never was
Lutheran
confirmed
or
once,
something.
I've gotten the body
They
of Christ.
came in, they saw everybody get up for some crackers, and they got up and got crackers.
That's some bullshit. I think everyone should be able to get the crackers.
But in the Catholic law, you are not allowed to accept the body of Christ unless you have atoned for your sins. So you're supposed to go to confession every week in order to get communion.
Bitch, this is my confession.
And
right
every time you go to the church, you got to go to pray for somebody. You got to light a candle. $5.
Could you imagine if I went to a communion?
$5.
You be Father Jimmy, and I'm going into the communion. Here we go.
Yeah.
Sit down. Bless me, Father, I have sinned. There's this guy that's...
No. How many days has it been since your last confession, my son?
Oh, it's my whole life. This is my first confession, actually.
Have you even been confirmed?
I've never been confirmed, but
Have you gone through any of the sacraments? Have you been baptized?
I've been baptized.
Have you had your first communion?
I have not had a first communion.
Get out of here, you heathen.
Is that the only way I can...
Yeah.
Really?
Was your mother Catholic?
I can't go in here and just fucking...
No, get
what?
out.
Come on, Father.
You will not be saved
Father.
until you become a Catholic. Are you ready to accept Jesus
My
Christ?
mother
as
was
your
a
Lord?
Catholic. That means I'm a Catholic.
No, wait.
My buddy on my podcast just told me that.
Did she baptize you?
She baptized me. I'm baptized a Catholic.
But have you had your first communion?
But I have not had a communion because I didn't care to go to church.
You have not yet.
But what, I can't
had-
confess to you?
No.
Hey, do you mind just chilling for a moment while I tell you a couple
Okay,
things?
Tell me a couple.
All right, and scene. All right, let's get to the actual reason why we're doing this thing. But yeah, in closing of this whole...
How did you do that? That was the power of the atheist right there. You just totally turned me. Then you would drop in $100 every Sunday in the donation platter. That's all I'm saying.
Are we? Did we drop?
It's back up.
All right.
Either way, though, video is being recorded, so I can't close the software.
All right, so I think we're just going to get into this main topic here.
Okay.
Now, Jimmy, I wrote a lot about this stuff.
Did I solve that problem for you at all?
What was the problem?
The kid that's
My ultimate
I think you need
answer.
to talk to him. I think you need to talk.
My
to him.
ultimate answer is I'm going to let the upper ups. I'm gonna express my opinion that that I like the guy that that they interviewed that I recommended. That's my pick for the job. Who's gonna be working directly under me and doing what you guys like about me, you know? I said I trust the guy completely.
I say you go that way. You go with the recommending the guy that you recommended.
Absolutely.
And don't try and sandbag the other guy and see if your guy gets it on merit.
I'm not one of those assholes that are going to try to make you lose your job just because I don't like your opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be a great
You're
guy.
anti-doxing.
Yeah, I'm totally anti-doxing.
You totally dox this guy.
No. There's no way this is not doxing, okay? There's a difference. But anyways, let's get into our main thing here.
Main topic.
Homophobic jokes. I know, right? So I don't think anything is personally offensive if it's told as a joke, right? But the fine line is you must be performing comedy or trying to be funny for your friends or something, just having the intent of making someone laugh, right?
Right.
Okay, but I mean, if you start...
I'm going to try and make you laugh real quick.
Okay.
You know what? Keep going. No, I was going to say something so terrible.
Well, I'm not looking for someone that just says something and then gets called out.
Okay.
And then they claim Schrodinger's dick or Schrodinger's asshole.
What is it? What is Schrodinger's asshole?
Oh, Schrodinger's asshole is a person who decides whether or not they're full of shit by the reactions of those around them. I would cite Roseanne Barr's racist tweet here where she says, Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ. Of course, Valerie Jarrett is who she was probably referring to. And she goes, well, I was on Ambien. I was trying to make a joke after everyone gets a big outrage. So you see Schrodinger's
mouth. Did you see me
Schrodinger's asshole.
I don't get it.
I don't either. No, well, don't you get it? Muslim?
I don't know who Valerie Johnson is.
You don't know? So you know the backlash that happened with this, right?
Yeah.
Can you grab a picture of Valerie Jarrett?
Okay, so no, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to see a picture.
Okay, don't worry about it then.
But so does she look like one of the characters of Planet of the Apes?
Yes.
Kind of? Okay.
Yes.
And then she's Muslim.
That she was black, or she says she's black. And the picture of her, obviously, she's a very light-skinned black person.
So anyway, you're saying this compares to what?
I'm getting into it.
What was the other thing?
Let me build up stuff. Oh, I'm saying
What was the first
when someone says something and then they get called out and then they claim, oh, that was a joke.
Okay, yeah. But she's an asshole.
That's the only time I think
she's
sure.
consistently been
Absolutely,
an
but that's the
asshole.
only time I think
and everybody in the world was waiting for her to do the one racist thing or the one thing. Like everything is always.
Did you see the new season of
all her
Roseanne?
Stuff. Yeah,
Did you not like that?
Still terrible.
I thought it was good, dude, because she had this dynamic
show.
Really? Have you ever watched Last Man Standing with Tim Allen?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good show?
No, I liked Home Improvement.
Dude, it's basically Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not that it's a good show.
No, you're just doing the same thing, different wife.
Nah, it's not exactly the same thing. It's a very different dynamic.
He doesn't have the neighbor.
Instead of three boys, he got 3 girls.
Right.
That's completely different, dude. Yeah. I actually personally like that show. I recommend it. So the problem I have
I don't watch a lot of ABC programming.
You're going to interrupt me some more, motherfucker? Jesus Christ. The problem I have is that if anyone on the right uses homophobic slurs in a joke fashion, there's suddenly an outrage calling for censorship, boycotts, and even calls for loss of employment.
Okay.
It sucks, right? So think about it. There's this thing out there where I'm hearing comments and seeing memes of Trump and Putin riding a horse together without shirts on. Check it out.
Or it's been around for years.
Trump making out with Putin. Or even Trump sucking cock.
Okay.
So
Putin's cock.
Putin's cock, that's right. So Colbert was saying that Trump is Putin's cock holster. Colbert was asked about that language, and he said, and this comes from the Daily Beast. All right, sit down, dude, because you're not going to like what I have to say about all this. All right, Jimmy's just being stupid. I don't regret that. This is Colbert saying, I believe he can take care of himself. I have jokes. He has the launch code, so it's a fair fight. So while I would do it again, I would change a few words that were cruder than they needed to be. He's not going to repeat the phrase. He just wants to say for the record, blah, 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 blah. Left-leaning news site, the Daily Beast, Kevin Fallon wrote this piece about SNL's portrayal of Trump and Putin saying, quote, basically, I think this isn't a joke at all. At least not one particularly tailored to those two political leaders.
Yeah. So
with any sort of
Colbert
perspective
said
or
something about
situation.
has his hand up his butt.
Yeah,
like a
Putin's
puppet.
cock holster.
Okay.
Is what he said.
Wait, Colbert said he was his cock holster?
Yeah, Putin's cock holster. The baseline idea here is that guys.
What's the definition of cock holster? Is there some?
Well, what is a holster? It's basically a hole for a gun, right?
Right.
So he's
But
basically saying he's getting butt fucked by Putin.
Hold on, I just need to know this one thing.
Okay.
Did he literally think that he got himself off the hook with a definition of cock holster, which goes back to like 1850, and it's a cocked gun that you can put in a holster or something like that? Like, is there a definition of cock holster? I'm just saying.
I have a lot to say today, so don't try to be too funny, because that's not funny.
I'm not being funny.
You're like a cock holster. That's a chicken thing.
I'm just saying, on the right, they very easily are like, oh no, we didn't mean, that like that. If you look at the definition from 1722.
Okay, you're focusing too much on Colbert's thing, but there was the whole Trump and Putin. Yeah, they're hating. He's writing dirty.
But listen, let's stop for a second.
The podcast.
That dude
can't
is
see this.
actually.
But Putin is writing on a black person.
Actually writing. Okay, forget about what he's writing. This guy's actually running from a hippo.
Well,
this is a picture of a guy running from a hippo, and then somebody put Putin on there. Let's just talk about reality. Is this guy alive? This is a meme.
All right, what did I just fucking talk to you about? You're getting nutty with it. I don't believe Colbert is homophobic because he said that, right? He's making a comedy show.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, right? So whether you think he's funny is probably depending on what side of the aisle that you sit on, most likely.
No, he's not a homophobe.
Yeah, he ain't a homophobe.
No, but this is the thing. LGBT things.
It sucks,
and
right?
But then at the same time, they get free reign to do, like, if Fox News.
Didn't you just tell me that guy that goes, I like what you say, but I have the right to fucking punch you in the face. You're using that argument again, but in a different fashion.
What?
They have a right to, they're hypocrites, but they have a right.
I'm saying they shouldn't do it. They shouldn't do it. Because if Hannity.
No, they should be able to do it. That's my point, though.
No, but okay.
Okay, go ahead.
There is. Listen, man. There is a big difference. There's a big difference between the right to free speech and what should be said. Hold up
a second.
No, don't be an asshole.
Well, I can agree with that.
Don't be an asshole.
But who gets to agree? No, hold up a second.
Colbert is an asshole for saying that.
This is the problem.
He's an asshole for saying that because he is taking the liberties. He's not even a gay man, and he's making gay jokes. To me, I don't make gay jokes. You know why? Because I'm not gay.
He sounds too far away.
Like, I might have made some private joke, like locker room talk with one of my buddies, but just
Can I ask you a question, Jimmy?
For not being called a liar.
Let me ask you a question.
Liar, pants on fire.
Jimmy, do you think gay people don't have a sense of humor?
They have a sense of humor.
So you can't joke and make gay jokes?
You can make gay jokes.
Why aren't you See, but you just said you were going to make gay jokes.
But you were just saying you had a problem with that. So I understand why you have a problem.
Hold on a second. I didn't say I don't. I'm just reporting what this guy said, Kevin Fallon. I'm trying to. Here, let me tell you what I think here. These so-called jokes I would use as a teenager, calling men cocksuckers like Principal Moss or Jimmy sucks cock. Because as a man, I think sucking dick is a bad thing. I know it would suck to have to suck a cock, right? Therefore, guys who suck cock suck. Is this the joke? See, I just use a joke. It would never actually mean that I would use it because someone's actually gay. Is that homophobic that you would never use that? It just because it happens to be that word? oh, that's gay. Like gay is supposed to be some sort of bad thing. I still use that's gay now, and I use it ironically because saying something like that for reals can get you, even in a joking manner, it can get you labeled as a homophobe, and you could possibly lose your job saying that in the wrong crowds, man.
Well, yeah. Well, okay, because society changes. Okay? I had a conversation. Okay, look. I'm going to tell you that I had a relative. I'm not going to tell you who the relative was, but I had a relative that used to. This is a real world example. She asked for somebody to hand her a nut out of the assorted nut tray.
Okay.
And it was a Brazil nut.
Okay.
But she called it something else.
Okay. That triggered her or
And
something?
and it was a derogatory term.
Get me a nut?
Yeah. Give me a derogatory term nut.
For Brazilians?
No.
An N-word nut?
Yeah.
A nigger nut. That what, dude? I could say, dude, I'm not saying it in any bad. We're trying to portray some news here. So that happened?
Yeah. But that's just what they were called.
So they're called that, and we can't call them that.
We can't call them that.
So there's actual. Hold up, I'm gonna look this up. So there's my browser's gonna stop me from saying this. I'm sure. Second, hold up a second.
Wait.
Let me clear this up.
Yeah.
Did you say that she said a Brazil nut, not an N-word nut?
No, she said they used to call them N-word toes.
Oh. No, it's not going to be on Wikipedia, me finding this. What the fuck? Okay, go ahead with your story.
So what I'm saying, they used to have a term for the nut. And that used to be okay.
Because it's like cheap and they can, or they look like toes.
But they thought that was okay. But it was never okay. Just like the word using gay to like, oh, your shorts are gay. You know, that you would say to your friend, like he's wearing pink shorts. And you'd be like, oh, your shorts are gay. Like, and you would say it because
it actually says it here in Wikipedia.
Yeah, it would have a homosexual tone to it, right? Like saying your shorts are gay is like an implication on your friend, like you are gay. That was never right. So in the 80s, growing up, in the 90s, it was okay, and the reason it was okay was because there was a population of our society that was pushed down and not given equal rights, and also, you know, because there was negative stigma during the AIDS epidemic, which was unfairly put on the homosexual population, so they were even more pushed down. So it was okay to defame homosexuals. I believe that that's what was going on in society. And then what I'm saying now is you can't say something is gay in a derogatory term without being an asshole.
What if someone was fucking some other dude in the ass and you're like, that's gay, dude?
That is gay.
That's okay to say then.
Yeah, if you walk up to two men having anal intercourse,
I'm gonna
can
use
say
that now.
That is gay.
So if
that is the one time.
So that's what you should tell people. Like, listen, you're totally fine to say this. When there's two guys fucking each other in the butt, that's when you can say that's gay, okay?
Yes, you can do it.
Okay, so let me ask you then.
Okay, next.
What about these memes that we saw?
What else do you have a question?
When we saw these Trump memes where he's riding a horse or he's making out or sucking Putin's dick.
Somebody had that tattooed on their leg.
Yeah, have fun with that. But think about that. Is that not homophobic? Because the joke here is that two men love each other so much that they do anything for each other and fuck each other and suck his dick.
Let me tell you this.
I'm sure Donald Trump can suck a mean dick.
I don't know.
You think he'd suck at that too? He'd suck at sucking a dick?
He'd be so bad, I bet.
You just think he's bad at everything.
No, he's just got no lips. And they're so dry.
Excuse me, I gotta go get some chapstick.
Not that I've ever thought about.
I've been eating a bunch of Brazilian nuts. You know what they used to call them? I'm not gonna say.
Not gonna say.
I'm gonna get arrested, probably get thrown in jail, and impeached. Not gonna happen.
I hate that they didn't put any like white around the eye, like the dark eyes really.
Yeah, sort of. Anyways, we're looking at a picture of a guy getting a tattoo. Oh, he has a tattoo, and it's Trump's face. It looks like. But they give him a blue tie. They should have put a red tie on him.
I don't know if you took 10, how they're like 9 out of 10 dentists recommend. Let's take 10 homosexuals and ask them if this is offensive.
How do you think the members of the LGBT family members and whatchamacallit think about these kind of jokes? I mean, are they jokes, or is it like I've heard you say this before. You've said that Putin's
I want to know
Putin's
intent.
giving it to.
I want to know intent. I want to know intent.
So what's the intent? Someone's making, because
If I make
obviously everything we say here is we want to try to be somewhat funny. So things we do say here will have some sort of comedic effect. But there are people that I would hear that would say things that, oh yeah, I would hear these kind of things.
Yeah.
Now memes are especially supposed to be meant for funny use, so I take them as comedy. So I'm not offended by these kind of jokes.
So let me tell you some of the things that, like, anytime I'm mad at somebody, see, it's the magic of words. This is the problem. People have very limited vocabulary, or their vernacular is not stretched as far as it needs to be. Because you know what I'll never say? I'll never be mad at somebody and be like, oh, we should string them up by a noose and hang them in a tree. I would never do that. Like, if I was running for office, I would never say so-and-so should be, we should do that to them. Like hang them high. Like, you hear
these jokes.
Yeah.
These Putin memes.
Yeah, they're homophobic.
They're homophobic.
They're in bad taste, and I bet their gay friends really hate him. So, but I bet most of these gay jokes are made by closet homosexual. Was when he was going against that gay guy.
How?
Right?
How was he going against him?
Mocking him and saying.
Is that all he was doing, or was there a bigger?
There was a bigger thing because his audience was going after the guy, and the guy was not feeling safe. So where are we at today?
If you're not familiar, Carlos Mazza makes a series of videos called Strike Through, hosted on Vox, not Fox, VOX here. And these videos will include things like, you're watching Fox News, you just don't know it. Why Tucker Carlson pretends to hate elites. So these videos are about defending domestic terror of Antifa, how he thinks Fox is the only biased news source. He has one-sided debates about Trump's mental fitness, and his most notable video on why when you said that, you read that, maybe you can do a little bit more lispy queer kind of thing.
No, I'm not going to do an impression. What's really, this is from May 30. This is when he was talking about all the barrage of people coming after him from Steven Crowder's.
No. He's just talking about online harassment. So it could be people like tweeting him too much.
Yeah.
He was not doxxed, by the way. And
the little queer could eat his chips all nonchalantly. It's code for rape, Mr. Queer eating chips on the Vox channel.
Chip, but you can eat just one. Like
okay,
dicks.
that's too much. That's enough. So if you saw that video, which we just played here, it might seem every word out of this out of context clip makes it seem like that's all he's done to Mazza. Doesn't that seem like that's all he's done?
Oh, okay. So you're upset at this. This is like the Pelosi video.
No.
Being slowed down. It's misrepresenting your Crowder.
In a way, yes.
Is what you're saying.
It misrepresents it.
Okay, but.
And especially if no one's even heard of Steven Crowder and they see that one video of him saying lispy queer and, gay Mexican and, queer and gay.
Okay, yeah. The compilation, which is what you showed me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The compilation really seems bad. I thought that was from Crowder's show. When you showed that to me, I thought that was like his highlights of how he's taking down Carlos.
Really?
So
okay.
I misunderstood. So yeah, okay. Listen, Carlos, I'm going to agree with you.
My man.
Anybody that's upset at this compilation clip obviously didn't go and do their homework. Let me just talk to everybody out there before you get freaking pissed about anything. Like if you were a friend of Carlos, then you get upset at what he's bringing up as his evidence that shit's going on. Go to Crowder's website and watch his stuff, because what I think Carlos is going to tell us all is that this is taken out of context, and he's not the homophobe.
It goes beyond that because what's going on here
So
is
now
something bigger, dude.
Because now Crowder's people started to attack Carlos, right? That was what we talked about last week.
Okay.
So now Carlos's people are now attacking Crowder, right? And they're trying to get him pulled from something. Is that what's happening now?
Well,
because I will
let
tell
me,
you,
Let me read more of this.
This is
and
the
we can
problem.
Get this working here.
This is the problem.
Okay.
You have a minority voice in Crowder, just by numbers. It's a minority voice in numbers, okay? And then in the Carlos voice, it's probably a much bigger audience. I'm gonna guess, and that he was able to get allies of a greater scale than what Crowder has. So he's getting overwhelmed, right? And also that what determines our capitalistic society is money, Carlos. Do you know that? So these people, the bigger people that are angry at your boy, they demand bigger market share. So he should tone down his shit if he wants to not get shut
Or
down.
they're working together to boost up both their ratings for both sides.
Is that what's happening?
I have no idea.
They're in bed together?
Anyways, let's keep scrolling down
Should we start
here.
making some memes?
Let's roll down. I just want to keep talking about this. At one point, he did get doxxed, and it was last year where people were saying, debate Steven Crowder, just random. By the way, doxing these people's fucking information in the
Those
meantime,
are probably just Google numbers, you know.
Yeah,
it's very easy
I'm not
to
too
run
concerned.
a script.
So he complains to YouTube about this and says, we need to do something. We need to flag this guy's videos so that YouTube will look at it. So Mazza is ripping YouTube on their decision. So let's play that video real quick.
They said, in videos flagged to YouTube, Crowder has not instructed his viewers to harass Maz on YouTube or any other platform, and the main point of these videos was not to harass or threaten, but rather to respond to the opinion.
Pause.
They said that none of your personal information was...
So yeah.
Who is this?
This is a CNN interviewer.
Okay.
So, and this is being on CNN Business here, and he says that this is from a YouTube spokesperson, where obviously they're saying the point of these videos were not to harass you, were to debate your opinions, and that's what those videos are. He does say "let's be queer" and calls him a Mexican, but when you cut out just those words,
it sounds really
and
bad.
make a video of it, and you make an outrage, no one that's ever seen it, no one's gonna look into his videos.
So what are we calling this? Fake outrage, or just well-placed marketing?
We'll keep playing this because I have more to say about this.
ever revealed in content uploaded by Crowder. What do you say to that?
That's an insane policy, because it essentially means that the only way you can get kicked off YouTube is if you give my address and instruct millions of people to harass me. Abuse, there's a lot of abuse that happens before someone gives your address. And it doesn't matter if he ever encouraged his followers to harass me. He was doing it. That was the harm. A person with 4 million subscribers was calling me a lesbian queer unsolicited in front of a massive audience, and I had to deal with the abuse that resulted as of that. YouTube is essentially saying that the price for participating in political discussions on YouTube is that you have to be willing to accept people criticizing you for being gay and for being Hispanic.
Okay. So,
do you worry about people criticizing you?
Yeah, absolutely. I worry about it because I have a job that is full of people that don't agree with my politics, and although I do a really good job, it might be a way that they get rid of me, and I'm not looking for that to happen. And so I keep it to the minimum. And a lot of people know that, especially when I went to on Alex Jones's show to play that fucking song that I performed on there on InfoWars. It wasn't even on InfoWars. It was like one of their other shows, Nightly News or whatever. And I worried about, and one of the main people, she's going to be the boss of this place one day. She's like, why would you go to that guy? And don't you know that he says things like gay frogs? And it's when people say the gay frogs thing, it's like you never did your research, and it's just like, where did you hear that, by the way?
Off a meme.
It's like, where'd you hear that?
People get their news from memes these days. Like a couple years ago, at least people were going to the Daily Show, and they were getting some stuff. I think after Jon Stewart left, the listener or the viewership has gone down, so less people are getting educated. But the majority of people are not going to CNN or MSNBC or Fox News. They're just coasting through life, and they're watching social media. So I'll tell you, man, people are getting educated off of memes and their stupid Instagram stories.
It's killing America.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of it.
So look, the biggest enemy, listen to me, the biggest enemy of democracy is an uneducated electorate. And the biggest purveyor of destruction of the education system in this country has been the Republican Party.
Yeah, right. Dude, have you ever looked
I'm
into the
telling you,
history of
look
the
at
Democratic
Betsy
Party?
DeVos. Have you seen the amount of money that Blackwatch, her brother's company, has just invested in storage space in China? They're just warehouse space. I don't know what they're doing.
Come on, let's bring it back.
I'm telling you.
Let's bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. So this tactic's not going to work, right? So he's going to shift the blame. We're talking about Mazda again here. He then goes on to say that Crowder sells a socialism is for fags shirt. If Mazda did any real research, he would actually see, you can pop that up, that you see that this shirt that he wears, there it is, the socialism is for fags shirt. If you look at it, it actually says what?
Fugs.
What is that?
It's a bullet?
It's a fig. It's a little fig and a fig leaf. Matter of fact, if you see, what is the name of this thing? It's for fig shirt.
That's hilarious. Like, nobody would think fags, right? Like,
Actually,
nobody would ever
except for
think
Carlos
that.
Maza, who said that.
Oh, did somebody think that?
Yeah.
Because it was like tongue-in-cheek figs.
Obviously, they're making a parody, and that's what they're trying to say.
You know
right?
what? Yeah, socialism is for fags.
There's a little
is
bit
what
more
he
into
was
it.
trying to go for.
Why
Am I
would-
right?
Well,
Am
what's
I
the
right?
story of
Am I right?
Jesus and the fig tree? Do you remember the story of Jesus and the fig tree? It didn't bear fruit.
Mary pulled the what was her name? Juliet pulled the fruit. She took it from the serpent, which was the devil.
No, that's the apple.
No,
You're
no,
talking
no,
about
she
the forbidden
took
apple.
the apple.
What
She
about
ate it, and then she gave it to Adam.
Said, "You should try this."
And then God punished
suck your
them
dick if you
and
had it.
gave them
No.
humility.
We're not talking about that.
And they covered up with the fig leaf.
Yes, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about and that's not how it went, by the way. The end part.
That's how it went.
That's why they had to start wearing the fig leaf.
That's
not how it went at the end.
They were humiliated.
They always had the
of
fig leaf.
being naked. He's like, "What are you doing, being naked in here? I built this perfect little paradise for you."
Bring it back. Bring it back. So the fig, the story of Jesus and the fig is that he had this fig tree and it didn't.
Jesus and the fig?
Yeah, Jesus and the fig tree. This is why people say Jesus hates fags. Actually, Jesus hates figs. There's a whole joke behind it that it didn't bear fruit out of season, and he smited the tree, and then he came back. The tree was dead because it didn't bear fruit, and Jesus smoted it. That's the joke.
Is this a true story in the Bible?
It's a
about
story in the
fig
Bible.
tree?
I'm not gonna. I won't be able to tell
Was this
you
in the Book of Numbers or something?
But if you listen to our episode with Dr. Richard Carrier, we do talk about that in there a bit. But anyways, let's get back to the thing.
You're
here.
an asshole if you make this shirt.
You're not.
You're an asshole.
You're not.
Yeah, using the F word, you're an asshole.
He didn't use it, and there's figs there. Not to mention, look at the man who's featured on it,
Look,
Che
I don't-
Guevara, the worst and most notorious homophobe ever,
look.
who killed thousands, or let's say hundreds of gays.
Where are you from? What's
I'm
your
from
heritage?
America,
What's
motherfucker.
what's your heritage? Your ethnic?
I am Filipino.
Okay, I don't call your people the Mexicans of the Pacific.
You
okay?
call my
just like I
you keep
don't
using that Mexican
use
thing.
the F word for gay people.
Well, they're not using it.
Yeah, there's this is art. I get it.
Okay. Anyways, when you say to people that you're selling a shirt that says
Artists can be assholes.
Hold up, when you don't know who Steven Crowder is and Carlos Maza is like, he even sells a shirt that says socialism is for fags, and you don't know about that,
Okay,
and you
yeah.
listen to him, and they're gonna be like, you're gonna spread that disinformation.
Okay, but if he was to say he even sells a shirt that insinuates that socialism is for.
Yeah, is that so hard to say?
Okay.
If you're an actual journalist who he claims to be,
he's not a journalist.
He's
a
vi-
podcast.
No,
person.
you don't understand. Carlos Maza is a journalist
He
for
writes
Vox.
for Vox.
Okay,
Vox is not a real.
I'm not going to argue with him about being a journalist or not. I don't believe he's a journalist one bit.
He's not a journalist.
I believe that he's not one. But
maybe an Instagram
guess what his business card says? Okay,
what journalist
says he sucks dick.
Yeah,
You're like, yeah, you believe? What did you agree with that for?
Look,
I was just kidding.
I've had some crazy business cards in my day. Like I've put like president of many companies.
Oh. So, if you follow this Vox versus Crowder debate, Maza has never addressed or debunked the points Crowder makes. It's perhaps he's never watched them, like you, or has nothing to prove. That's a good one. Maybe he has no real answers to Crowder's points, which are completely sourced by reputable outlets, and links are provided to check his work, just like this will be. By the way, those strike-through videos hardly cite any real sources, and when they do cite sources, they normally link to other Vox articles. Yeah. So let's get this clear. In one of his strike-through videos,
what's
Maza
a strike-through video?
That's like his exposés type of videos. Like,
why does
white supremacists love Tucker Carlson?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Maza
he likes
claims
to pick on Tucker Carlson, but look, Tucker Carlson deserves it. Can we be honest?
No, I won't be. I am being honest, and he doesn't deserve it.
That guy is a liar. He bold-faced lies for the administration every night, and it is like.
All right, go ahead and prove it. You can't prove it.
Give me.
Go ahead.
20. Wait,
go
how
ahead.
many hours are in a week?
Jesus, Murphy. See, you say that all you want, but I watch him. I listen to him and watch him
every
just
night?
about every. Yeah, I listen to his show.
I watch him.
I listen to his podcast
at least 3 times a week. I watch him.
Bullshit.
I'm telling you. And his lead story always tells me how much crack he's been smoking. Because he used to be. No, what was it? It was Carlson. What was the show that he was on with the other dude? And he won out because the other
I'm not talking about that show. I'm talking about Tucker Carlson tonight.
I know
the show he's been doing for over 3 years,
a couple years now,
and been dumping on. Let me get back into this because I have a lot to say about this whole Tucker thing. Tucker Carlson. Now, Maza claims Tucker Carlson has become a hero, and this is quote. Tucker Carlson has become a hero to some of the country's most notorious white supremacists. And this is all because, and he shows this video of how the idiotic Richard Spencer said Carlson said he is, quote, a much better figure than Bill O'Reilly. That's all he fucking said. And somehow we're to believe that, all white supremacists love Tucker because Richard Spencer said that Tucker Carlson is a, quote, much better figure? What the fuck is that?
Okay. Listen, why do you give a shit?
Because I'm so sick of this bullshit.
Says? That's what I want to know.
Who do you know?
Why do you care?
See, I don't see. No. See, this is how you divert when there's real information coming at your face. Okay, you're like, why do we care about this? No, I'm telling you why we should care about it.
Are you thinking that the rest of the world is believing that Tucker Carlson is
people like
racist?
You do? People like you just goes, yeah, that's super true that white supremacists love him. Yeah, the one that we know of likes him, so all of them like him.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
They're all right wing, and so therefore he's right wing. Everyone loves him.
Listen. Will you? Okay, let's work on true statements.
Okay, let's go.
More white supremacists watch Fox News than they watch CNN or MSNBC.
Yeah, pedophiles only watch CNN. Does that mean all pedophiles watch CNN? Like, come on.
No, because that's a false premise. Because you can't say pedophiles only watch. You could say more pedophiles watch CNN, and then I'd have to.
Okay, so it's the way you say things. Yeah. It's like, we have to say things.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You are so
the
PC.
Way
no, you're
you
so
say
lame.
things. No, you can't say false things.
Well, yeah,
and that is the world that we live in. Right now, we've got no, those are alternative facts. No. There's fucking facts, and then there's falsehoods.
Yeah, so saying that this is a socialism for fact shirt is inherently false by your standards.
We're getting very close to understanding each other. I need you to understand this. There is a difference in the way you say things. Okay?
Yeah, of course. There's irony in everything.
No. And you can't be like, And I need you to understand something. Okay, this is my example. So example starts right now. I need you to understand something, Carlos. In Africa, 92% of those people, they're gay.
92?
They're.
That's a lot of gay black dudes.
Oh,
over
I'm
there.
joking.
Oh. So what's that all about?
So you can't.
Are you trying to say that
You
Crowder
gotta
does
be
those kind of jokes and then
clear.
says that he's joking?
You got to be clear of when you're joking. And you know what's best is when you're like doing a comedy show. So if you're going to say that you're doing a comedy show and your whole show is parody, then just admit it.
But it is admitted.
It's just like
if
WWE.
We're talking about Crowder,
WWE
it is.
had to come out, or WWF had to come out and say that it was WWE.
Yeah, after Lou Albino or whatever his name fucking
broke his neck. And then they were like...
Broke his neck?
I don't know.
You just made that up. Okay. Lou Albino fucking told Congress that it was fake and shit. And, like, that's when it was...
It broke up the federation.
Totally did.
So the thing is, you can't be one thing when you're another. Right?
Two things can be true at the same time. Absolutely can be.
They can't be in the same place at the same time.
But two things can be true at the same time.
All right.
So, where are we at here? So, we are saying Tucker Carlson is a hero to the white supremacists, all because one person claimed to say that he's a good guy and he likes him.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, Tucker,
according to that guy, the true sentence.
What do you know about Tucker Carlson, okay?
According to this guy, Tucker Carlson is a big hero.
Right,
to the
okay,
white
so Tucker,
Stop.
in my experiences with him, is a right-wing commentator who bashes hypocrisy and groupthink on both sides.
That's another
Aren't we
quote?
all about that? Shouldn't we all be for that shit? We
Wait,
are.
What?
He bashes hypocrisy and groupthink on both sides. So when he was all for the whole Amazon, he was against Amazon going to New York and shit. He was with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on that. He backed her up on that kind of thing.
Wait.
He hates groupthink.
Did he share an opinion with her, or did he outwardly say, "And Ocasio-Cortez, I agree with her"?
Both of them. He'll say something like, I don't always agree with her, but she's right on this kind of thing.
Okay.
So he's just a normal, like you or me.
He's trying to hit on.
He's
her.
more on the right. Okay, take it easy. He's more on the right about things, but he calls out both things. He's not this white supremacist that you would believe if you just watched Vox.
I get it, Tucker. Listen, I get it, man. You found your niche. You found your people, and you play to them. I get it, man.
You're so
he's
not.
got a 5-year contract with Fox. Contract with Fox to just
bring it back.
Keep spewing this nonsense every night, and it takes a lot of work. And you've got a writing staff that you've already paid, so they keep funneling this stuff into your monologue, and you got to go with it. I get it. Keep doing it, bro. Make that money. It's the American dream.
Wow, man. Yeah. Whatever you said there is passionate, but idiotic. All right. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. This logic of that we're seeing, where you believe that Tucker Carlson is white supremacist because
I don't believe he's a white supremacist.
Yeah, now because I called you out for it, but you were before absolutely true. White supremacists love him. Therefore, Tucker Carlson is a white supremacist.
I showed you how I agree with that premise. And the premise is out of the news sources, Fox, CNN, and MSNBC, or even let's add BBC America, let's add C-SPAN, which one is the average white supremacist going to get more positive feedback from? And the truth is, it's not going to be from CNN, C-SPAN, MSNBC, or BBC America. It's going to be from Fox News. Because they're going to be more aligned with that person's... Do you not see that?
Why? What makes you think I don't see that?
Okay.
The point is that you say that stupid fucking thing that most supremacists would watch this. Yeah, let's say most pedophiles watch CNN.
Okay.
Therefore, what do we say about that one? It's the same fucking stupid argument.
They're at Fox News. Where are all those church molestations coming from? The religious right. I'm just saying there's a lot of Catholics in this world, and they're all watching Fox News. So, do you want to put all of your money on all the pedophiles being on CNN? Do you want to put a little less money on that?
Anybody little boys are going to be on the right. That it's going to be more.
Anybody that's hardcore Catholic and is anti-abortion, more likely is going to be watching like-minded news.
But what you're saying, what you're trying to tell me here is that you're trying to say that there's way more white supremacists than there are pedophiles in the world. That's my argument with this one here.
I'm saying
because
if you were going to make that,
even if the small amount of people that aren't watching that, let's exclude the pedophiles per capita.
Look, all I know is this: if we can stop the pedophilia from happening, then it will stop growing.
Take it down.
And if we can stop the white supremacy from growing and breeding,
dude,
then it'll stop going.
Here's the thing, though, dude.
Because
no, stop it. See, I started talking.
Black
you need to stop for a moment.
White supremacy, yellow supremacy, it's all bad.
All right, take it easy. Listen,
any supremacy is bad,
Jim.
Right,
Jimmy?
Don't we agree on that?
You made your point 2 fucking sentences ago. Let me get a word in edgewise here, man.
I think you did.
No. It's so crazy that you think that this white supremacy is such a fucking rising threat. What proof of that is?
It's not a rising threat. It's dying. My foot on its throat.
So
and
what's
I'm
the point?
trying to let
what's
it
the point?
die.
What's the point of
fighting for it?
Jimmy, goddamn it!
We gotta stop. You asked me a question.
Got your fucking What's the point?
You're saying that
not you, Carlos Mom, doing that.
I don't.
Why would he?
Is this like 6 degrees of separation? Of
it's literally 1 degree of separation. And that's what I'm trying to talk about.
Are you trying to get me to defend Tucker Carlson?
Yes. It sounds like you are.
I mean, okay.
For a moment, then you say shit like, "Oh, white supremacists are everywhere."
Maza has attacked Tucker Carlson.
Yes, unprovokedly.
Okay.
Unprovoked.
Hold on.
Unprovoked.
Okay, but look.
For what reason?
Shut up. Why are we doing this show?
Because
we're doing this show because we're 2 guys that just want to talk about shit. Why does Maza do his show? He's a gay guy.
I'm totally fine with him doing his show.
Flamboyantly talks about stuff that he's upset about. And so he's talking about Tucker Carlson. Let him talk about Tucker Carlson. Why are we talking? Wait.
What makes you think
this
I'm defending?
Is the big thing. Why are we wasting our time talking about a podcast guy that upset another podcast guy who's talking about a shitbag on Fox News that I don't even give a fuck about? So, I mean, that's the question. So, but let's get to the philosophy of it. What is the philosophy? What do you want to change in society so that this doesn't happen and bother you anymore? Tell me what it is, because I want to know what is it. What is it?
Just pause that for a second. What do you think? Literally, do you think Tucker Carlson doesn't have people abusing him when Carlos Maza claimed that white supremacists love him?
Yeah.
Guess what? The answer is literally yes. Look at this. Look at this. Washington Post. Scoot it up. They fucking gathered around in front of his house. Yeah. What's the point of pointing out that Dick Spencer likes Tucker? What is the point of this? Is it political fodder? Is this a call for action? Is this a call for violence? Because when was the last time you actually fucking saw someone on the right go to someone on the left's fucking house? Go to their fucking speech. Go to their fucking events to try to shut them down. It doesn't happen on the right. I personally know, and I'm going to go on the record. I personally know that all, not most, people, that's right, all, not most, hate white supremacists. All fucking people.
Who said that?
I'm saying that. I'm personally letting you know that right now, that
you
all
say
people.
That all people.
Not most.
All people.
Not most.
But you can't say that. You can't say that because it's a false premise. I mean, once again, you cannot use, like, if they tell you in SAT preparation, when you're going to take, anytime it says like every single or all the time, you discount that because not all the time until there's that one time.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. But there are more gay people in America. Then there are
white
neo-Nazis.
Show me the statistics due to the census.
See, you
But
told, someone's going to mark down on their census that they're white supremacists. The point is that people are calling people white supremacists.
We also don't ask if they're gay.
Why does it matter if they're either?
It doesn't.
Good, thank you. So, what kind of abuse do you think that? And let me say this part here.
It matters.
Don't be fooled that white supremacists are some threat, because if they do rise up, I will personally join the fight to knock them down. I'm telling you this. But they are such a tiny minority. There are more albino skateboarders than there are white supremacists in this world.
Can I just have 1 second? Because today I was listening to this this report about redlining. Okay, do you know what redlining is? That's like.
I know red pilling.
In giving loans to people of color
that can't afford
that are minority and not giving them to them, like laws or rules.
Not giving it to them.
Yeah, rules in the loan industry that would make it more difficult for somebody to obtain a house. And a lot of times, what it was is like in a certain black area or an area where it was more predominantly African American, they would just like arbitrarily raise interest rates in those areas. Like that's called redlining, or they would make it harder for somebody to get a. So, what?
Isn't that gerrymandering?
No, that's redlining.
Okay.
Gerrymandering is with voting. So.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
All right, let's keep going. And I was going to talk about if you're going to use this kind of logic on which. I don't ever see this kind of thing where you see Don Lemon was defending Antifa. There's a video of him defending them, and then Antifa labels them as domestic terrorists, and people everywhere are defending Antifa. It still happens to this freaking day. The left calls for deplatforming and censorship, while the right fights back by making rebuttal videos and debunking videos. When was the last time, and I said that already, when was the last time you heard the right protesting at political events, or even someone speaking at an event? Yeah. So why is this Vox and Crowder thing a big deal?
It just happened at a Uncle Joe event. Some guy yelled out, started like yelling a whole bunch of stuff at him, and he was like, "Listen,
yeah,
no, don't kick him out.
One lone wolf. That's
don't kick him
that's
out.
what the right's all about. One lone wolf doing something crazy. That's about it.
Don't kick him out." And he's like, "Let me talk to you." And I think he took some of that guy's
Come
questions.
here. Let me give you. Can I give you a back rub? Come here, real quick here. What's wrong, buddy? Give me a hug here. No, what's wrong with you?
We can hug this out.
Hey,
we can let's massage.
Come here,
this
talk
out.
to Joe.
Let's
Come
just
here, talk to
rub
Joe.
Tips. It's all right.
Get your dick out. That's right. So, this is a big deal because Mazza
That redlining
would tell you it's a big deal.
That redlining thing was important and it was relevant. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I've done it before many times on this show. What do they call that? Shot remembering or shot
remembrance?
Shot fucked up?
Shot remembrance.
Anyways, Mazza says this is a big deal because YouTube favors conservatives and somehow...
Are you saying Mazza?
Mazza.
Oh,
Carlos
okay.
Mazza. Carlos Mazza, whatever.
Yeah.
He says it's a big deal because YouTube favors conservatives and somehow hates gays. After all...
I mean, he's wrong.
Well, absolutely. And after all, Vox is a tiny company while Crowder is a huge channel, so it's a matter of the big guy picking on the little guy, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Vox received $200 million from NBC. They are an affiliate of NBC. They have 6.1 million subscribers compared to Crowder's it's 3.9. It's almost at 4. So the twist is after YouTube deemed Crowder's videos not against the community guidelines, after Mazza was complaining, Mazza goes on YouTube, goes after YouTube calling for regulation. That's the next
He's not going to get it.
It's happening because YouTube's harassment policy says these things. Content that is deliberately posted, or these are prohibited and will get you kicked off. Content that's deliberately prohibited, posted
to humiliate someone.
Content that makes hurtful, negative personal comments or videos about another person. Content that incites others to harass or threaten individuals on or off YouTube.
Okay. Did he, in any, have you gone through the transcripts? Did he at any time go to this guy's page?
Absolutely not. So proving this is not difficult. Crowder is not doing any of these to humiliate Mazza, and we just played. We showed it earlier. He's just rebuting the ideas.
Content that is deliberately posted in order to humiliate someone. This sounds like it's open to
super vague, right?
Yeah,
they
super
make,
vague.
That's the thing about the rules. So
and
here's go to the next one. YouTube
like
describes how Crowder didn't break the rules.
He does say a lot of derogatory terms in his satire, right? Which could be.
Hold up a second. Go to this. Go back. Yes. Milkshake them all. Remember when he said this? Humiliate them in every turn. Make them dread public organizing. Carlos Mazza, and we just came across this, is not really part of the story, but he said milk them all, which is battery. It's considered battery.
So his legal defense. This
no,
is
I'm not saying. Who's getting
this
milkshaked right now? It's the
stupid.
leftists. The leftists are getting milkshaked.
Stop.
Oh yeah, because it defeats your.
No. I'm just saying. Okay, great.
Okay,
what
great.
you've got into is a word war. Okay, because he's gonna go. Well, I just said them. I never said him. So, because your boy is literally calling out him, right? He's saying them.
No, he just says the gay Latino from Vox.
But the gay Latino from Vox is saying them. He's not saying go after him. He's saying them.
But he's not even.
So legally, who's he going after? I mean, do you see what I'm saying? You've fallen into the legal trap. This is all shit that lawyers love. They're like, oh, you're mad at so-and-so? Cool.
I guess you don't see the stuff that he's actually posting out here that says Republicans are getting milkshakes. So he says milkshake them all. Guess who he's talking about?
But he's not going about it after. Who's going to sue him? Republicans?
I'm not. Yeah, because we're not little bitches about this shit. We fucking make rebuttal videos on how you're fucking dumb and fucking retarded.
But then you make a
stupid,
rebuttal video.
Talking like fags.
So then you make a rebuttal video going against this guy, and then you call for people to go to his site and like comment on his shit. And then all of a sudden, you've just made a call. He's sucked you into his trap, and he's going to get you banned from YouTube. So this is what I'm saying.
YouTube,
you better play the game, bro. If you're gonna play, we are in idiocracy.
Who's the one that's not winning this game? You know who's winning this game?
Headroom,
dude,
all over again.
What are you fucking talking about? You ramble the fuck on about nothing that even has any importance about this whole fucking issue.
I'm telling
that I'm pretty
you,
passionate about.
I get it, Carlos, and I'm with you, man.
Okay, good. And I appreciate you
that this is some bullshit, but who gives a fuck?
Well, I do.
Who?
So
no.
That's the
Stop
answer.
Giving a fuck.
You know what it is? It's that they're actively trying to be fascists. They're trying to silence opposing views. Why would they do that? By saying, "Oh, the guy called me queer," but that's not the point of the whole video. The point of the video is to debunk his socialist ideas, which are terrible.
But I know, but do you see what's happening? It's like that old cartoon, the old
I see
Looney
you
Tunes
going,
cartoon.
who cares when it needs to be cared about?
Okay, this is what I'm seeing. I'm watching the duck and the rabbit, you know? The one pulls out the knife, and the other one pulls out a gun, and then the one pulls out a shotgun, and then one pulls out a rifle, and then one pulls out a tank, and then the other one pulls out a fucking nuclear weapon, and then the other one
gets a nuclear weapon, and they're like, okay. Then they say,
no,
they don't blow them up. That's where we're at now. That's why we all have weapons pointing at each other.
And they're like, oh, okay.
And that's how we live in peace.
All right.
Don't fuck with me.
I'm scared
Otherwise,
of
you're
you.
dead too.
You're scared of me. All right, that's cool. Is that the world we want to live in?
I don't want to live in that world, but you know what? That's the world we do live in because who else? You're all for fucking Iranians make their fucking nuclear missiles and shit. You're all for that.
I don't want that to happen, and that's why I was part of the Iranian deal.
Dude, you think that even stopped anything?
Yes.
It did not. No, it did not.
It did.
Well, you know what it did? It provided them with money. It was a terrible deal.
It allowed no.
Okay, we're not gonna find common ground on this, so let's not worry about it.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, YouTube has completely demonetized Crowder because of this, among with several right-leaning channels.
About Crowder.
The left, I care about it. The only left-leaning sites that were dumped were only because a new algorithm detected words that like Nazi and Hitler, and it pulled the video. History teachers got channels pulled just because of this.
Okay.
This is the problem with censorship. It has nothing to do with Mazza and fucking Crowder. It has something to do with censorship.
Censorship is bad. However, We live in a capitalist society. How many times do I have to remind you? We live in a capitalist society. As long as YouTube is a capitalist country or company and they want to make money, then they have to go with public interest and outrage. Okay? And so whenever it gets out into the mainstream, and I'm sorry, dude, your stuff, Fox or Crowder, is not mainstream enough.
Fox isn't mainstream?
No, I'm saying that shit is segmented.
So what do you think I get my news from?
I'm
Just
saying,
Fox? Is that what you're talking about?
No, you get it from many other things.
Yeah,
but
several sources.
I'm saying, dude,
and I check them up, each one.
That the people that pay the bills are the people that aren't in your channels. Okay? So that's why YouTube bent. They didn't break. And they've changed their rules. And it's going to be harder for Crowders to post on. So this is what I'll say. Get your own streaming technology. There's plenty. Get yourself a domain and just broadcast from your website.
What you don't understand about what happened with Crowder and YouTube is that YouTube started this partner program, and he was one of the first people to be part of this program.
Yeah, because
and
he was bringing
hold up a second. In
somebody
YouTube, there was Venmo. There was all these other fucking video sites that when YouTube was around with them, YouTube offered money to some people to start up here and build this site up, and we'll pay you for views.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they're the fucking cream of the crop. And now they're starting to censor people. That's the bullshit, because he could have gone to any of these other ones, let them get big. But no, YouTube decided to go, we're the freest fucking source.
Okay.
Now, YouTube is a private company. Yes. Hold on a second.
Can I ask you a question, though?
No. YouTube is a private company, but they claim to be an open forum. Their rules are vague, and they don't define exactly what is hate speech. And that's because the definitions keep fucking changing.
Okay, let me see this. Did you print this off the Crowder
I wrote
website?
I wrote every
was this
single
what
word of
he
this.
told
Dude.
you to say on your show?
What makes you?
tonight?
Why would you think that?
I'm just joking. But look, this is the thing, dude. Do you understand?
This has nothing to do with
that
this has lots to do with
YouTube
Crowder, but it has
made
everything
a
to do with
business
censorship.
decision. You understand YouTube made a business decision.
You
understand they made a business decision.
Yes.
Okay. And you understand that Crowder had a choice to tone it down. But he didn't.
Wait, no, no, absolutely not. No, see,
Okay,
now you're the one fucking spreading information. YouTube did not warn him. They just take it down.
Okay.
There's
I'm
no
not
fucking
spreading-
warnings here.
I'm not spreading.
You don't know shit about this, and you're like,
no.
let me fucking get in here and fucking say what I gotta say.
Okay,
You know nothing about this shit,
Before
and don't even care about
listen,
it.
Before YouTube stepped in, he was getting blowback, right?
From who?
From
everybody on
Carlos
the left
and everybody on the left.
No, he wasn't getting any blowback. He gets constant blowback
so
because he's a conservative.
He got entrenched in his thing.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, he's an asshole, and he's standing on his hill.
What a fucking...
And that's fine.
I mean,
he's not an asshole.
Everyone's
but
an asshole.
He's decided to be an asshole to these people that think he's an asshole. They have dubbed him asshole. And he is standing on the asshole hill that they have created
You know
in their
nothing
brains.
about
I know
Steven Crowder.
everything. I know everything about this fucking deal.
All right, we need to get out of here. I don't think we're gonna do any of the other news. I gotta piss like a racehorse.
Yeah, let's
Let's get this
Crowder
music going.
could be a nice guy if he wanted to.
He is a nice guy.
No,
you know nothing of him, dude.
He's not being nice.
The only clip you've ever fucking seen is the clip I just fucking showed you where it's completely out of context.
Yeah.
That's the only clip you've
No,
ever
I've
fucking
seen
seen of
other
him.
clips. You've shown me other clips.
No, well, watch one fucking
in the last
full
2
episode of him.
weeks,
I subscribe.
The true statement is in the last 2-3 weeks, the only clip.
Do you
that I've seen
subscribe
of him-
to any left-leaning news sources?
No, but I like your idea of a documentary of you listening to left
Yeah.
stuff, me listening to right stuff. Let's
For a
talk
whole
about
week,
that. Let's make that
where
just
we
all week. But
videotape
like,
us watching that.
I need like constant stuff because I mean I wouldn't even know where to go. So let's work on some of these details. Let's do that later in the week. Tell everybody thank you and shit.
Well, thank you guys for listening. This has been another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. If you guys like our content, visit us at emergencyexitpodcast.com. Drop us a line at emergency exit.
He's not mad at me.
No, I'm not mad at him. He sucks right now, but that's all right. I still love the guy. Come on, that's what we do at this show. So, for
I think we talked
Jimmy, Orange Man Bad Preston, Brandon, the Hard Hat Mitchell. It's been another episode, and I'm Low saying, that's right. See you guys next week.